High Plains Technology Center, turning education and training into workplace success.
Oh, back to school, to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
High Plains Technology Center, education at the speed of business. School is now in session.
All right, good Wednesday morning. Loving the new intro, by the way. I forgot to mention that last week. Taylor Burnett, High Plains Technology Center. I've got probably a better guest this week than I did last week. You know, shorter one, no offense, but probably a better one. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Pake Carlson. I teach the construction trades program out there, and I think I'm a better guest.
Without a doubt. We're getting ready to find out. Pressure's on now that we mentioned it, so we'll see how it goes. You know, Wednesday morning always need to start with a little pake, you know, in our lives, right?
Oh, yeah.
For those who don't understand, Pake's, that's how some people can say your name, isn't it?
Yeah, among other things.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're bringing Pake in a little bit. You know, we got a lot of stuff going on. School has just started, but you've got a lot of things in the works, and I wanted you to have the opportunity to be able to talk about some of those things.
Yeah, like I say, we got all kinds of projects going on, whether it's, student projects or customer projects, so forth and such. But some of the big things, like I think you're wanting to touch on are we have our deer blind raffle going on. We've got our tiny house projects and, lots of stuff going on.
So the deer blind project, if anybody hasn't seen it, it's not a normal deer blind. Let's go through the specs of this, because the funniest thing is we did the deer blind raffle last year, and who won? Board member.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. Well, Jared won it last year, that's right.
Mr. Jared Drew won it as a board member last year. And this will tell you how tough they are. It blew over.
Well,
no, go ahead.
It's pretty tough, yeah. He failed to tie it down like I suggested, but I'm not going to give him a hard time about it.
No, come on, let's do it. No, we should not. You're right.
No, I like my job. But but anyway, yeah, it blew over. We had 70-mile-per-hour winds, so I don't even know if tying it down would have done any good.
No.
But he brought it back to me. He said, "How's the warranty on these?" And, well, I told him it's probably about as good as he would offer, but long story short,
yeah, he's a state employee. He gets it.
Yeah. It was all still there. We just had to basically reassemble it.
Because I helped him load it back up after a board meeting after you repaired it. And I think you did a great job, honestly.
It came out all right.
Yeah, and I know it's going to get the job done this year. Well, we'll see if he gets a deer out of it this year with everything. But talk about the dimensions of this deer blind.
So it's a 6-foot by 6-foot octagonal shaped. So it's 8-sided basically. And it's, about 7 feet tall in height. So it's pretty roomy. I mean, you could get 2 people in it pretty simple.
Oh,
but
yeah.
One person, there's plenty of room. It's got a window on all 8 sides. It's pretty nice. I like it. I'm a hunter myself, and I think I'm going to make myself one.
You going to take it to Colorado with your...
bought raffle tickets, but I never win.
I know. I have too, and I don't hunt anymore is the funny thing with that. So, yeah, I mean, I don't have any land to do that, and time is the biggest piece, but yeah.
But it's pretty nice. It's pretty awesome. It's made to withstand the elements, I think.
So how would they get some of those raffle tickets, Pake?
So all of my students are selling tickets right now. They're only $10 a piece. We're only selling 500 tickets. And obviously, the money goes to the class. It's what we use to pay for meals on trips and all the cool, fun activities they get to do, and some training included too. So.
And that's the cool thing is the money's just not going to the school or anything like that. It goes directly back to those students.
Yes. And
1 in 500. I would like to every chance at a 1 in 500 chance of winning with the other stuff that we buy, right?
Yeah.
Because I think the lottery is like 1 in 5 million, 50 billion, million, something like that. So stupid odds. So only selling those tickets. You can go with the students, or you could probably even stop by the school and probably.
You can stop by. I mean, I'm trying to really, get the students to get out there and sell them. But obviously, you could come by and we could hook you up too.
And when he's talking about his students as well, we'll get into the other aspect of it, but it's not just high school students.
No.
I know you got an old lady in there that's about as old as I am. She's older than you are. I know.
Well, that.
Yeah. She's got
Those
more
are your
spunk
words,
than
not
both.
mine.
I know
have
she's
to
got
go
more
with it.
spunk than both of us together. But it's not just the high school students that are in these programs. Talk about a little bit about the difference of the high school students and the adult students with things.
Well, obviously the high schools, they're juniors and seniors, and they're great kids and all that. And then I have your regards. I think she's in her 40s. I don't know exactly.
I know. Yeah, she's in her 40s.
I've
41.
got,
We'll just say.
Okay,
No,
yeah,
she's not. But yeah.
Because I'll be 40 next month.
Okay, all right.
So, it's not old.
I'm a man now. You're going to be getting ready to be a man at 40, as Mike Gundy would say.
But anyway, yeah, I've got several adult students, and those could be, like, say, ranging from 40 to I've got several that just graduated last year, so they're just now entering the world, as I would say. So.
And the cool thing about it is not only, I wish I would have probably gone down this route in high school, because you talk about the skills that you're learning in there, the ability to do things, right?
Absolutely.
Especially when you talk about wood shop guys, how much time do you spend in your shop during the summer, or do you as much as it kind of like, I kind of get to see it enough during the school
year?
I
still do plenty. I mean, obviously, it's dwindled a little bit in the years. I'm just doing other things.
Just slowing down a little bit.
I do a lot
Called
still.
Kids getting older. Your own
Absolutely,
personal kids.
My kids are keeping me busy, yes.
Just shuttling is what you're doing with things. But
a glorified driver.
And I mean, I know that one of the cool things with your adult students in there is the artistics piece that she's going to probably bring to it on down the line as well. Yeah. It's pretty neat. So it's a skill that also I wish that people think the basic things are there, right?
Yeah.
They know how to do things. But what's the toughest concept to grasp?
Oh, man. I mean, it kind of depends on what you're talking about.
Geometry, probably a little bit.
I was fixing to say math is a big thing that most people struggle with. In fact, I used to struggle with it a lot, when I was in high school and stuff. Until you learn how to apply it, as we do, it just doesn't make sense sometimes.
Because you have all the equipment that can do everything.
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite piece of equipment that's in your shop?
Oh, man, I don't know. Probably table saw is just about the handiest,
I know, no
guess.
question.
You can do about anything with it. I don't know if I have a favorite, but they're all.
And if
cool.
those that don't know, Pake has actually volunteered his finger to go get to the table saw to see if it'll automatically stop, won't it?
No, I don't know about that.
Well, we've seen it with the hot dog.
We have saw stops, yes, and they have a technology in them that prevents you from possibly getting.
I thought you said you were going to volunteer. It was Mr. Holt's finger that you're going to.
We could go with that.
That you're going to volunteer that.
I think he did. Yeah.
So the other thing the cool thing that you're doing as well is you would build some homes at times, some really sheds, I guess, so to speak, before for like CASA and some playhouses.
Playhouses, yeah.
Yeah, that was the avenue you took before, but talk about what you also have now that you're going to put up.
So we started this, technically 2 years ago, year and a half ago, and we've built 2 tiny homes. I have a morning class and an afternoon class, so I decided to build 2 so that each class has their own. They had some, constructive leeway. They get to do some of the designing, I guess, what I'm trying to say.
That's cool.
It's them. They get to do kind of what they want. I give them some parameters to work in. So anyway, we built these over the course of 2 years. My goal was, I know some tech centers around Oklahoma, they build full-on homes, and I think there's a great value in that too. But for the time constraints and what we do, I think the tiny home's a better fit because we can just get a lot more done because it's smaller, and I think there's a market for it as well. But it's the 2-year deal because my program's 2 years. So 1 year, my first-year student, let's say this year, they get to start building a new one. And then next year they're going to do the interior. They're going to do all the finish work.
The tedious tasks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they get to see both ends of the spectrum in their course of 2 years. And then we'll start 2 new ones.
And these are not normal tiny homes. I do want to pat you on the back as little as I can, but right, when it comes to things, right? So what are kind of the outlines with them?
Well, they're a tiny home. Like one of them is 10 foot by 16 foot with a loft. That's pretty small. It's got a kitchen, bathroom, and an upstairs
Good enough
loft.
For you and I to live in, not with each other, but by ourselves, so to speak.
And then we have another one that's 10 by 24, so it's a little larger, and I would consider it more livable probably, but they're both really neat. I think what you're saying is they're not conventional tiny homes. Most of them you see are on a trailer.
Yes.
I built mine more like a traditional home to where it will be moved and set in place with a traditional foundation because that's what I'm teaching them is, how to build a house. We don't do RVs.
And you mentioned, we don't. Yeah. Other people do. No,
exactly.
But you mentioned a little bit why we do it as well is because they are directly behind your shop. It's almost going to locations 15 steps. It's not, getting in a car because it's a limited time frame with the students, right?
No, I get 3 hours tops with the students.
Yes.
And by the time you go to a job site, you're losing an hour easy there by the time you get there, roll out tools, and then at the end of the day, clean up and roll back up.
Because we kicked around things at times and thought we possibly could. I mean, but it's just too difficult. And I love the concept that you're getting because, yes, it's a tiny home, but it's really the same concept almost as a home itself.
Oh, yeah, it's the same elements, it's just smaller is all it is. And we can do it over the course of 2 years, and every student gets to be a good hands-on part of it.
And the finish work in these things is what I think is pretty impressive as well.
Yeah, one's further along. We started a little later on one than I wanted to, and we're going to be selling them as is. So one of them is pretty much completely finished out, other than appliances.
Okay.
Now the other one, whoever ends up buying that, they can kind of put their own mark on it to some extent.
There you go. So how would someone go about bidding on these?
So what we're going to do, this being the first year, we're going to try this out. We're going to have a sealed bid, basically.
All right.
There will be a minimum, and basically the minimum is what we have in it materials. We just want to recoup what we've spent on them. And honestly, they're both, even though one's larger than the other one, it's not as far along. So the minimum is going to be $10,000.
$10,000.
That's going to be our minimum bid is $10,000, and that's just materials.
Yes.
And when you see the smaller one, it's like you say, really nice. Got cedar siding. There's a lot of money been put into it.
And fellows, when I talk about things, hey, think about those places you need to go when the wife gets mad at you instead of the sofa. Right. Go ahead.
Well, they'd be great. I think, like, some people joke mother-in-law suite.
No,
Or, hunters. We talk about the hunting blind.
Yep.
If you own or have a place to set one of these, it'd be a great little hunting cabin.
No question.
Or if you've got a pond or a lake or something to set it out by, a little getaway. I mean, I see a lot of opportunities with them.
And you've built one for, one person has come out and given you money, and you built one for them, and
we did.
It was cost is a little bit bigger. It got your juices flowing, so to speak, with this aspect. But these are the way of the future with things as well. The possibilities are pretty limitless with things. What if someone wanted to come and look at it before placing a bid? Is that a possibility?
Absolutely. We're going to have an open house. We're going to have 2 days, September 19th and 21st.
Okay.
From 9 to 4.
That's coming up, people.
It's pretty quick. We're having a little quick turnaround. Like I say, we're figuring this out. But that's what we're going to do. You come out to the program, and I'll show you around, ask questions, whatever you need to know.
Is electrical wired in them?
Electrical is there, yes.
Okay.
Like I say, the smaller one is pretty much all but done.
Okay.
Now, the other one still needs outlets and things, but the wire's in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they could, like you said, they could put their own mark on it if they wanted to go above and beyond with things to customize.
It's drywalled and textured.
Okay.
So it is a blank canvas.
Awesome.
And it's, like I say, it's a neat little deal.
And it takes a little bit of vision with things. I like the aspect of what you're talking about, being able to do things and customize it and put it, because guys, we could live in this room right now on the radio show. I don't know if Brett would allow that, but we could possibly do that. Give us a fridge, sink, and a bathroom, and a shower. We're good, right?
That's all you need.
So what else do you need to talk about, Pake?
Well, that's kind of it. Know that there's the open house coming up. The bidding is going to close on October 2nd at 4 p.m.
Okay, October 2nd,
which is a Monday.
Which is coming around the corner as well.
Yep. So if you want to put in a sealed bid, just send it to High Plains Tech.
Okay.
And put attention Don Gaines.
Yeah.
We're going to make sure, we just want one person to have all the bids. Nobody's going to see them until that, closing day.
It's going to be kind of a big deal.
I know.
Are you excited? Are you going to have the students around and kind of do that?
I think we'll do something like
opening
that.
of the bid. Yeah. The beauty is if you haven't followed us on social media, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, do so because you'll know about these things. It's not just our radio show that's out there. You'll probably see some pictures of it, I would assume.
We're going to be posting, I believe, later today or maybe, at least
this
in
week.
The next day or two.
Yeah.
We'll be posting pictures and more information about it, of course.
And that's the cool thing. So this is getting ready to happen. Don't say you didn't know, because we're going to give you plenty of opportunities to find out about it and enter into the tiny home, market with things. Yeah. I think that's a market that we should all just go. Let's just start that with everything.
Oh yeah, I think so.
A tiny home village.
I've said that. I've said if I owned a little pond on the outskirts of town, I'd put half a dozen of these around
without a doubt.
Airbnb them every day.
There you go. We have plenty of people in town to be able to do that at our training facility. No, that's something we need to think about. So, all right, thanks a lot, Pake. Seriously, check that out. Come out next week to look at those tiny homes and follow us on social media so you'll know.
All right, thanks.
All right, thanks. Everybody had a great day.